Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Karabo Naledi Phago and my student number is 1860174. Today I'll be presenting my CIC2601 assignment. In my presentation today, I'll be discussing and unpacking ICT integrated lesson for grade 4, and the subject is Natural Sciences and Technology, and the topic is living and non-living things. I'll be moving on to my lesson objectives, applying the Bloom's taxonomy. My first objective is remembering. Learners will be required to give examples of living things and non-living things. My second objective is understanding. Learners must name the characteristics of living things and non-living things. My third objective is applying. Learners will be required to place correctly which item belongs to the living things column and which picture or item belongs to the non-living thing column. To my lesson phases. Introduction phase. I will then present a slideshow of pictures on a smart board of living things and non-living things. These, for example, are a picture of a cat, a picture of a table, a picture of a house, and a tree. And then the learners will be given an activity of identifying which picture is a living thing or which picture is a non-living thing. The ICT tool that I've used for introduction phase is PowerPoint. PowerPoint is so important because it supports visual learners and it encourages the visual learners. We're moving on to the development phase. Learners will be paired in groups of 4s. In the activity, they will have to correctly match which of the listed items belongs to the living things column or the non-living things columns. The learners will attempt this classwork activity using Google Docs. I will then send the Google Docs links to the different groups using the school's tablet, and the learners will attempt the activity using the school's items. The ICT tool that I've used for this activity is Google Docs. I chose it because it will encourage and support collaboration and teamwork amongst the learners. Moving on to my last phase, which is consolidation phase. Learners will walk around the school premises with their tablets to take pictures of 2 living things and 2 non-living things. The learners then will gather the information and create a PowerPoint presentation while they're still in the group and present their findings and the characteristics of living things and non-living things. The learners then will have an activity which is to attempt a quiz at Kahoot. The ICT tool that I've used for this activity is Kahoot because it is a fun quiz and it will increase the learners' interest in the lesson. Moving on to my next phase, which is applying the SAMR substitute. I'm going to use the PowerPoint presentation rather than depending and relying on the small pictures that are on the textbook of living things and non-living things. Argumentation. Learners will have to attempt a classwork activity on Google Docs. Modification. Learners will work in pairs and attempt the Kahoot quiz. Redefinition, learners will have to walk around the school premises, take pictures of living things and non-living things, gather the information, and create a PowerPoint presentation and present their findings in class. Moving on to my next point, which is the teacher role. For introduction phase, the teacher will display and present a slideshow pictures of living things and non-living things, and then ask the learners, what do you see on the board? For development phase, the teacher will then send the Google Doc link to the group learners on their tablets so that they can attempt the classwork activity. I'll be moving on to the learner role. For introduction phase, the learners will watch quietly the slideshow presentation of the living things and non-living things and then identify the pictures. For development phase, the learners will attempt the classwork activity using Google Docs, and they will do this in their designated paired groups. I'll be moving on to inclusive teaching. The ICT tools and the lesson activities that I have chose does accommodate learners with different levels of learning ability. For example, PowerPoint presentation. This will benefit and assist those learners because of their visual learners, and they'll be taught through pictures and videos.